What? It's like a hardware. Wait, where's your feminist? Oh.
We were Black Power.
Black Power.
Yeah, we were the Black Power feminist movement.
Okay, so
Black Club.
what we're gonna do is look at this thing. So for example, for me to carve out something, so for example, now we're gonna have the function that we're gonna have is the
Can you turn off the lights? Yeah, we can't really see.
Natasha?
Oh, what the
Can you
hold on,
turn
hold on,
off-
hold on.
It was like a puzzle piece.
I didn't know this.
Okay, so this is gonna be 4. So the shape that we are talking about is like this. So the shape that we're talking about, can you guys see?
Yeah. No, do a little more weird.
You have to turn on.
I can't see from you.
No?
No, can you turn off the lights? Okay.
This one needs to turn on.
Turn on the bigger, right? Yeah, this one. Can you turn off all the lights? Turn off all the lights.
At least okay. Okay.
Can you see that?
Barely.
Okay, so what about this?
Okay.
How about you guys come in here to see it?
Where's that?
Guys, come in here to see it. Guys, come here, get up and come here.
Like everyone?
Yeah, somebody sit on a chair, somebody squat down.
I can see it though.
Someone going to sex.
Yeah, what?
Get out of my seat.
But it's not.
Hi everyone.
Oh, maybe I check your color with all. Take a circle with this. Weight check. Anyway. So that's pretty much the shape that we're talking about, right? Now we're gonna rotate them. So we rotate them, it's gonna be like this.
Literally on top of that.
Do you see that, guys? You can see over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna rotate them like this, right? So you see that the middle part is carved out of the screen, but it's gonna be like this.
Oh, I see it.
It's a cone.
Yeah, it's a cone cover on the cone. It's a cylinder cover on the cone, which is that's the one we're talking about when we get to that problem, right? So now, is any easier way to do this? Just imagine that in the halfway, that's like x equal to 1 here. If you have a cross section that this we're talking about, it's gonna form a bigger disk and a smaller disk. One is the empty disk, and one is the one with the material inside. So how do I find the area of the disk? We can create the washer method. Okay, we can create a washer method. What I mean by this is, okay, go back to your scene now. We can talk about this. So, can you help me turn? Sorry. That's what tall people is for. That's what tall people is for.
I still hate you.
Okay, somebody turn on the light.
Turn off the light.
Weight check.
You're so stupid.
So, this is the area of a circle. We know area of circle is pi r squared. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Can the camera see here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting my
Area equal to pi r squared.
Yes.
And that's what we did. We did it with disk. So disk method. And we did it with disk. So it's going to be integration of a to b. Make sure pi is outside. Make sure big R of x squared dx. And then pi orientation is different. B to a of small, big capital R square of y dy. I can do the other cross section in terms of y. And I'll make sure the y boundary as well. So a lot of you guys forget this is a disk method. We got this. It's no problem. But what if I carve something outside? When you carve something outside, when you cut one of the slices, at least toward the middle part, that is going to be like this. And then the carved out is going to be like this. And we want to find, it's not donuts.
Yeah, it is.
It's a circle carved out in a circle. So here's what's a lot of you guys get confused. It's right here. Is we have a big R here. So that's a big R, right? And I'm going to color code this so that way you can see it. And we have a small r here. And then you say, okay, I want to find the area of shaded region. Can you guys tell me? Go.
What's the shaded, like the circle part?
Yeah, the shaded region.
Do the whole thing and minus the inside. Did you say?
Pi of
The whole thing minus the middle.
So let me ask you, there's somebody thinking about like this, okay? So let's,
Area of big R minus.
do you think it's like this? Question mark. Do you think and why not? Why or why not? I'm not saying this is the answer. Why and why not? Doesn't feel right, but can you explain why?
It's not the whole thing.
R is the big part. Just the value of a smaller circle.
Yeah, it's not the whole thing.
The areas can be going like growing exponentially, so like taking away a smaller one is actually like.
So this is what people get confused about. Why and why not? So if I imagine this, right? So if I take a big R and I subtract the small r, so actual area I'm finding is actually this. Like something like this. Like this green area. Because big R take away small r, not just the difference of the r, but what we want is not a difference of the r. What we want is this. Is actually big R squared minus, so the pi r squared is the whole circle, minus by pi r squared, a smaller circle. And if you want to factor out pi, you can. So it's going to be pi of r squared minus r squared. And then this becomes the something called washer. You know why it's called washer? It's because like, you know, nail and washer, screw and the washer. It's the washer. It looks like this. So what we call this is called washer method. And the washer method is a lot more efficient when you carve out something. So let's look at this. We said, okay, washer method. And what is washer method? Well, it's still pi outside. And still a to b. And it's just a big R of x squared minus r square of x dx. Not r minus r parentheses square. Because a square doesn't distribute. If it distributes, then it's screwed. So how about in y perspective? Pi of r of y minus r of y dy. So that is a washer method. A washer method, it has the outer minus inner. Are we okay here? Now let's deal with that problem. What was that problem earlier?
Y equals x over 2.
This one is x over 2, right?
Yeah.
And then this one is what? 2,
Y
right?
equals 2, X.
So I could have this 2, which is from here to here. So what do? Is we go and draw the axis of rotation. What we're going to do is pick between interval A and B, right? I'm gonna use 2 different markers to help you see. You're gonna start from the middle right here, and you're gonna draw a line going. It's a dx, so we want a vertical line. Dy is gonna be this way, so we're gonna draw it like this. That is the big R. Big R is gonna be represented in this. So what is big R in this case? Just 2. Would you say? And then the small r, I'm going to draw a different color. Do you see a different color code? One is to the outer function, one's to the inner function, right? So outer minus inner, that's another way to think about it. Outer minus inner. Outer minus inner. So the small r of x is equal to what? X over 2. So then I gotta make sure this, from 0 to what? 4. Pi, don't forget. And we're gonna use color code here. It's gonna be 2 squared minus x over 2 squared. Because that's the cylinder. If you do this part alone, you're gonna get a cylinder. If you do this part alone, it's gonna give me a cone. And then cylinder take away cone, that becomes the area. Or that becomes the volume of that. So if you do it correctly, it should get 32 pi over 3, I think. 3. Yeah. So that's 32 pi over 3. I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this. It says y equal to, let's just say, square root of x. Y is equal to x. Okay? It's bounded by naturally, and that's revolving around x-axis. And then that's the first part. The second part, I want to ask you y equal to square root of x. Y equal to x is revolving around y-axis. Okay? So the first question's here. So that's revolving. Now draw it first. Draw that square root of x first. Yeah. Their shape is different. The answer should be different.
The ones up there.
First one, this one is going to look kind of like a vase. Well, sort of like a vase. I actually have the shape. You want to see it?
I'm so proud of it.
I worked so hard at it. I almost killed myself with it. I want to show you. It looks like this.
How'd you do it? That's disgusting.
I tried to carve a cone out of here. It was a lot of fun, actually. And I almost killed myself 6 times. I'm put it on my Instagram.
Oh, you have Instagram.
So this take too long.
Get it
How do you just carve out a cone? That just doesn't make sense.
Why are we using watermelon?
That just doesn't make sense. It's for you.
So this is the outskirt is the square root x graph. Whatever the cone I crop out, that's the cone part. The cone is gonna be the supposed to be straight line.
Oh.
You know, I was trying to.
He's fried.
My bad.
It was difficult to do. It's not as easy as it seems. Try it next
Oh
time.
no, it doesn't seem easy.
It's not.
He said to try it next time.
You should know how hard it is.
I like one of them. If you don't think we can do it, then there it is.
I'll do it.
No, I'll try it.
Give me the knife. Let me dread it.
Okay, start with the first one. Square root of x and y equal to x. And that's bounded. It's bounded naturally. They bound it naturally. There was a small thing. You look like this. You try to calculate the area of this. No value of this. Should I demonstrate this?
You can give us measurements.
Yeah, put my. I can't make it.
Their intersection point. So where do they intersect? Where's square root of x from x?
Yes, sir, I'm right.
So what's square root of 1?
No ball. He said no ball.
You just did
What?
No ball.
You can comment on it. What you want me to operate with?
Is the answer C?
Square both sides, so x squared equals x. And then x squared minus x equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0.
What's the answer?
X equals 1 and x equals 0.
I don't remember.
That's like mathematically how you do it.
Yes, for the first one. Second one's different. If you got an answer, just check with Adir. Adir got it right the first one.
Wow.
Already. Do the work, bro. Stop thinking this is it.
Draw two lines, like me. Draw one line. This helps, guys. Hey, everybody, this helps because it gets harder problem. If you draw two different color pen, like to represent this is outer, this is inner, you know that later it gets harder. It gets way harder because I don't have to revolving around x-axis or y-axis. I could be revolving x equal to 5, y equal to 5. And they are completely different shape. Everywhere you're revolving, it's different type of shapes. If you do it right, you should get. Wait. You guys got a couple days to work on FRQ. The answer's there. At least you can see what you're working towards. But please do try. Try 2 more questions today.
How do you guys know that? Number 1?
And all you guys can go pepperoni tomorrow.
So take x equals square root of x, right?
If you could get me out, yeah.
Square root
No,
of square
I'm
both sides to make it
gonna
easier
close
yourself.
out this room.
So then you get
You're
x
not gonna
squared
stay here.
equals
Oh, we
to
got picked out
x.
last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you do this crazy thing where you divide both sides by x.
But that wasn't the pep rally, though. That was like, what's his name? It wasn't Soldier.
That was the.
Salente.
Silento, yeah.
Cilantro.
That was so long ago.
No, Salente, that forces everybody to go.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go to the pep rally.
Pepperoni, yeah. We're just gonna lock
So we have to-
Turn the lights off and show
close that part off. So we go over all that barbecue by then.
I think he said square both sides and then you divide by x.
So first step, whenever you're moving around the wax, it's converting to x equals y. So you convert.
How many you got it?
Radical x equals x. That's weird. So just square both sides and you get x equals x squared. Why do you need to? You
I'll
already
make
get
one
x.
second. So then grab them.
Lisa, I got it. 5 or 6. The answer is 5 or 6. Rihanna, you got it?
If you're going to rotate around
5 or 6.
y-axis,
X equals x. X equals x squared. You think that's right? Square both sides.
We're trying to rotate this.
So then you divide both sides.
Can I do it or no?
Around this axis, so
Yeah.
like that, kind of, like that, something like that.
Perfectly good off.
Yeah, right? What's the big radius? It's an X. So X, right? And then what's the small radius?
I'm not gonna say it twice already.
Oh, wait. Just Y. So Y minus.
No, you want to eat it?
And then squared equals in a row, whatever the value is. So it's probably 0 to 1, and then 2, then pi. Makes sense? Explain the jokes in detail.
All these. I got negative.
Oh. What's your favorite?
Oh my god.
That's upside down. X squared is like football. Not like, because that'd be x. No. That'd be like 1, 2, no. That's exponential function. Square root is like the opposite.
Natasha, you got it?
Okay, now I see.
You want me to go over it?
I mean, then.
Okay. So revolving across the x-axis on this question that we're going to go over. Alden, can you turn the camera face this side of the board?
Okay.
Make sure you're comfortable.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Do you guys know how to draw y equal to square root of x graph?
What's in for the second one?
Pi over 6.
The second one.
It will never be nice. You got the wrong one.
Are we okay?
Oh, square root.
And this one is going to be y equal to x. So its natural boundary is this area, right? So I'm going to do 2 lines. Now what's the axis rotation? Axis of rotation is going to be right here. Now here's the key. Please do this. It's going to help you a lot. Is take the axis rotations right here, right? But between the boundary, I'm going to draw a line go toward the outer boundary. All the way here. And the other one is a little bit below, because this one's inner boundary. If you find that, you're in a good shape. Because the purple one is what? Square root of x, right? So the purple one is the distance from here to all the way to the outer curve. So this one I'm interested. It's going to look like watermelon shaped because that's a sideways watermelon. So therefore, I'm going to take the integration between 0 and 1 because that's a natural boundary. Sometimes could be outer boundary as well. The outer one is going to be what? Square root of x squared pi minus the inner one is what?
Squared.
Integration 1 to 0. This one's going to be x minus x squared dx pi 1 to 0. Oh, sorry. X squared over 2 minus x3 over 3 times 1 to 0. Pi of 1/2 minus 1/3. Now rotation along the y, they are a little bit different. So we're going to talk about y.
Where's the mic?
See, this line here is a perpendicular to x. So that means it's a dx, right? If you do it y, they are different. Draw the axis of notation part. Draw the axis of notation. Now what's the next step?
Equations in terms of x.
No, not yet. Well, let's draw the line first. Where's the axis of rotation? It's this way, right? Is that dy or dx?
dy.
So you're going to draw it from axis of rotation all the way to the outer curve. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. And then you're going to draw the little one from here to here. Okay? Now this one's y is equal to x. So it also means x is equal to y because we want to do it in terms of y now. This one here, this line here is going to be y is equal to square root of x. But if I convert to x equal to, what would it be?
Y squared.
X equal to y squared, right? So then it's still between 0 to 1 because this is 1, before this the other one, before it's this one's here is all the way up here because it's boundary from this way to this way. So boundary is going to play a big key to your today's homework as well because your boundary might be different. You have to figure out what they are. So it's going to be equal to, between 0 to 1 in this case, what is the big R of y? What is it? Not x, y. What is small r of y? y squared. So now, so today's homework, use calculator. Calculator can become your friend now. Because instead of doing all the work and doing it wrong, you set up in calculator and you type in this way it is. This one you're going to type in as y1, this one's typing y2. So it's going to be y squared minus y2 squared dy pi. I think you get what, 2 pi over 15?
Yeah.
Use a calculator, see if they got the same answer before you work it out. Why would you spend all this time working on all this arithmetic, end up getting the wrong answer? Use calculator, figure out the answer first, see if you're on the right track or wrong track, because setting up is more important. And don't forget about a pi when you do this.
So 12 minutes.
We still have 12 minutes? Okay, so we're gonna do the question 8 from yesterday's homework.
Bounds. So larger y. Y is the bigger one. So you substitute if you make.
Question 8, if you got a right answer, then you don't need to do it.
Y squared is equal to 1.
Question 8 from yesterday's homework, guys. If you didn't get it right, now you should get it right now. Now learn to use calculator. Guess what? Hey, everybody attention toward me for a second. Use a calculator. Go in typing y1 into the y equal to. y2, what kind of function is it? Then all you gotta do is integration of y1 squared plus minus y2 squared dy between a and b pi. You gotta do is use calculator to do that. All you gotta do is go into typing y1, what function is, y2, what function is. Then you do this, then you're gonna get a result right away. Now sometimes it's a disk. So today's homework is gonna be some disk, some washer. If you go into 2 lines, that means it's a washer. If you go into 1 line, that means it's a disk. From axis rotation to that line. Are you following me? Like yesterday's was just like this, right? It's going from here to here. That's only 1 line. But today we are just going through. Because today you have to figure out are they washer or disk first. Because some questions going to be a disk. Some question going to be washer. And you should try 2 more questions today on the FRQ. If you didn't try any yesterday, try 2 today. It's okay. Take some time to get master at this. And also, Saturday is going to be Saturday section. Make sure you come out. Put it on your Instagram. We can invite other schools to come in. But we're going to charge other school.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Are we gonna use that money to get food?
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, how much per person?
So we're going to find a way to generate money for this.
What's the formula? You gonna find
That was really good.
What's your name?
Do you know what a jewel is? Did we teach you? Did we teach you?
No, I mean like that.
What did you say? I teach you the other day. Oh.
Is it offensive to look at my lips?
That you want.
It's not rude, I guess.
I learned this. I'm so catching up.
Why you couldn't call us?
So a girl can call guys.
I found your son's Instagram.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I found your
Only
son's
like
Instagram.
11.
It's so creepy. Why would you just say that?
Wrong.
Just listen.
You guys are from Discovery.
Okay, try to do the yesterday's question. Yesterday's question, yes, number 8. Yeah, then check the answer sheet, right? Just worry about setting up. Worry about setting up and use the calculator to figure out the answer.
Why do we
So you
put
got it?
them?
Number 8.
Like you do one side and then that one you should
One is working on the x-axis, one is working around the y-axis. Why don't you drop it for the dialogue?
Typing y1 is equal to some function, the outer function. Y2 is the inner function, and you use calculator before you do anything because you waste a lot of time by doing the wrong work with the wrong
But
setting.
like, how do you know where to like put it?
So don't waste time for that.
It's 0, 0.
Make sure your setting is correct.
Isn't it plus 3x though? So is it like go up there or whatever?
No, that's only if it was close to
It's below the x axis. Wait, no. Yeah, it could be 100%. I don't. Okay, I can tell you right now the intersect is 0, 0 and x equals 2.
You need help with the calculator? Anybody need help with the calculator?
Do you have a charger for me, Jonathan?
No,
But if it's negative, yeah, the problem is going to be on top.
I left it on about the bag, but it's like right.
It's on my phone.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, I've been snacking.
Like I was.
Where's my phone?
That's my question.
Okay, so let's talk about off-axis rotation. So here's something for tomorrow. So why did I say the draw those two lines is important? First, you can figure out is it dx or dy. Second, I can figure out what is it. So sometimes that you can figure out like whether it's a disc or washer too. So you draw those lines, it's gonna help you. If you go into one line, that means a disc. If you go to two lines, that means your outer inner, you got a washer. Sometimes you get this, off-axis rotation. This is a help. So we need to make sure we understand that over the weekend, so you can take a quiz on Monday.
No, I disagree. I thought we were having one grade.
That's the quiz.
He was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Break it down.
If you do your homework, do it right, then your quiz should be no problem. So we're gonna use the same graph, okay? And we're gonna say rotate around x equal to -2. X equal to -2. So we're gonna build something for tomorrow. So this is like this, right? What's my axis rotation?
2.
X equal to 2. Is that vertical line or horizontal line? Vertical line, so it'll be -2, right?
It's pretty big.
Now, Maya, pay attention. Now, I'm going to draw it, the axis of rotation here. So is that dx or dy? Is that dx or dy? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Is that washer or disc?
It's washing 2 lines, right?
Yeah, but is that dx or dy?
DY.
dy, good. So you draw from this, draw from the axis of rotation, right? Go all the way out here. And that's your big R of y. And then we're going to draw from here to here. Is a small r of y. Now let's figure out what's the big R here. What's the big R of y? Can somebody tell me what's the big R of y here? It's not just y. Distance from here to here is not just y.
Oh, it's plus 2.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's plus 2.
2 plus y. 2 plus y. See, this is 2, right? And this is always 2, right? And this is what? From here to here is y, right? How about small r of y?
Okay.
Now y squared.
You can add the two again. Oh, probably.
Y squared plus 2 is not right. Oh yeah, y squared plus 2 is right.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And I'm like, I'm done.
So then you have it here. Use a calculator. Guess what? You don't need to do it. Just use calculator between 0 to what? 1. Now always say 1 on your homework. Your homework you have to find the intersection, whether x boundary or y boundary, because every question is a little bit different. So 0 to 1, what? What is it? 2 plus y, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Square, make sure they are square, minus 2 plus y squared, square dy. You check out your answer in the back of your.
So that graph is wrong.
I want to talk to you in a second.
you're gonna say.